Hey guys, back in another video. This one's gonna be a little different, but you're used to that with my channel, different kind of videos. I remember, because I'm a fan of the Game Grumps, I've never missed an episode of the 10-Minute Power Hour, and one of my favorites is when they face painted themselves as their favorite Marvel characters. A little joke that Dan Aaron did was he looked up the top 25 worst comic book characters, or top 10 worst comic book movies. So, being the interested person I am, I actually looked up the list of the top 25 worst comic book movies. I'm going to read this list and only give an opinion on if I think it should be on there or if it should not. I'm not going to go into detail about it. If you want me to, leave the movie down in the comment section. Ask me which movie you would like me to talk about. Because I would love to talk about these movies, and some of them are, I do admit, do belong in there. Some I don't think should. Anyway, number 25, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3 from 2007. I completely agree that that movie should be on this list. Spider-Man 3 was horrible. Number 24, Justice League. I have no opinion. I have not seen Justice League. But I actually do want to. Even though it did ruin Ben Affleck as Batman. Number 23, The Amazing Spider-Man 2012, Andrew Garfield. I didn't see that Spider-Man movie. I barely watched the, I can never remember his fucking name. I can never remember his name. I always forget it for some reason. His name is just so hard for me to remember. Okay, number 22, Hulk 2003, where it was the guy who made, I think it was Rising Tide. The director made some martial arts movie that he was very proud of. So he spent years looking this up, researching it, and finally directing a good movie. Then Marvel said, "Hey, direct this movie as a comic book movie." I don't blame the director. I blame that they gave him such limited time to do this, I think. Or he just had such inexperience. This director wanted to do a martial arts movie. He had no interest, I believe, in doing a superhero movie. So he did the best with what he could, and what we got was a piece of shit. Number 21, Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. I had this on DVD. Even as a kid, I could not watch this whole movie on DVD. I hated it. I'll just say that. I hated this movie. Number 20, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Again, I never watched The Amazing Spider-Man, so I have no opinions on this. Number 19, Daredevil. I completely disagree with this. I love Daredevil. I never got into the Netflix series they did, but I love the Daredevil movie. I don't care what people say. I love that movie. Number 18, Fantastic Four. Yeah, the first Fantastic Four. I actually really like the first Fantastic Four movie, the 2001. I had no problem with it. Yeah, it's not like a perfect superhero movie, since a lot of the time they're just saving the problem that they created, but I had it on DVD and I would watch it a lot as a kid, so I'm positive some of this might be childhood blocking it, but I never found that many big problems with the movie. I'm positive I watch it again, I'll find little bugs in here and there. But yeah, I never had that big a problem with the Fantastic Four. Let's see. Yes, number 17, Green Lantern, 2011. Again, I know why people hate this movie. It's such a poorly rendition of Green Lantern at times. But I'll admit, it's kind of a guilty pleasure movie for me. I do like the Green Lantern movie. Plus, they are making a new Green Lantern featuring both Hal Jordan and, what's his freaking name? John Stewart. John Stewart is probably one of my favorite Green Lanterns, aside from Hal. See, I'm interested to see that movie. Batman vs. Superman. I don't know if I've talked about this, but this is definitely a movie I will be making a separate video in. This is a 50-50 thing for me. I agree that this movie should be on there, but I also kind of disagree. Actually, I don't disagree. I strongly agree that this, looking at what it is, Batman vs. Superman is truly a horrible comic book movie. But, again, like in the third act, it gets kind of okay. Number 15, Suicide Squad. That movie can suck it. Worst Joker, and they sexualize the living heck out of Harley Quinn. Number 14, Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance, and number 13, Ghost Rider. I completely disagree with these. I love Ghost Rider. He is one of my favorite characters in Marvel. I love the Ghost Rider. I love the first movie. I love the sequel. I remember I actually went with my first computer during summer vacation as a kid. I don't know. This was years ago, by the way. I actually spent so long. I actually found the Spirit of Vengeance online, and I just watched it like in this chair, just watching it with like a table next to me. I love Ghost Rider. Yes, it is a weird movie, and in the second one, you can definitely see Nicolas Cage having a lot more comedic, crazy fun with it. But come on, it's the Ghost Rider. You see him spiritly possessing a freaking crane saw, or whatever the devil the thing is in the first movie. Or is that the second movie? I don't care. It's just too cool. Let me see. Number 12, Kick-Ass 2. I never saw Kick-Ass. Or Kick-Ass 2. Number 11, The Spirit, from 2008. I've heard about this movie where it's this it's not like a womanizer almost. I remember I saw like a review of this movie. It's this guy who keeps saying he'll stay with this one chick, then he'll immediately flirt with this other chick. But other than a review, I've never seen The Spirit. Oh, by the way, in case you haven't noticed, I have not seen that many of these movies. Just bear with me here. I'll give my opinion on something. X-Men Origins Wolverine. Oh God. You can definitely tell this was supposed to be a franchise, the origin thing, but the first Wolverine. How can you write Wolverine bad? How? How can you make a bad Wolverine movie? He should be an easy character to write. Also, I saw a video of top 10 comic book characters in live action movies that look nothing like their anime characters. Okay, pal, who would you find? Try to find someone who actually looks like Wolverine for the comics. Idiot. Let me check the time. I've only been going 7 minutes. Okay, that's actually pretty good. But yeah, also I've watched Origins before. As a kid, I never really saw a problem with it. But growing up and watching like some of the better properties of X-Men, you can definitely see that this was a weird idea, a good idea, horrible execution, and also the worst version of Deadpool ever. He's the merc with a mouth, and they sew his mouth shut. That was also my first introduction to Deadpool. I thought the character sucked. Then I was introduced to Hulk versus Wolverine, and that fixed that entire character for me. Next up, Superman 3 from 1983. Oh, yeah. In case you haven't heard of this movie or you haven't watched it online, Superman 3 was a movie depicting Superman going against nuclear war, having Lex Luthor then create Nuclear Man, a copy of Superman, I'm guessing combined with his DNA and frickin' try not to swear as much as I want my little cousins to watch my videos without me swearing. Superman versus Nuclear Man. Nuclear Man like a nuclear clone of Superman. There's so much logic bugs in this. There's so much to... It's an 80s movie, so I kind of give it a little slack, but it's hard to give it some slack since it is so horribly written. The fact is, it's almost like a PSA, almost, against nuclear war, which I hate when a movie feels like it's more a commercial or an advertisement for something. It's just... Even Lego Movie, that's just I feel like that's sometimes just a commercial for buying Lego sets, but it worked so well. Superman 3, which was, if you watch this movie, or just some clips of it, it literally looks like it's just a commercial for avoiding nuclear war. Plus, yeah, I get the... No, never mind, I'm not going to go into that. Number 8, Batman and Robin. There's not enough time in my videos to talk about this movie and how horrible it is. The casting, decent. The costumes, okay. And for the love of God, they got Arnold freaking Schwarzenegger as Iceman. That was one of the best things for like 2 minutes. Then he keeps going with the ice puns. God in heaven. What was her freaking name? I don't use it. But this movie is so stupid. You got The Dark Knight. You got Batman, who spent years in the shadows, avoiding pictures, avoiding anything to do with the news. Now, you have a freaking male auction where women bid money on a date with these guys. Oh, Mila Kunis isn't, I believe her name is, or something like that. or Uma Thurman. Some hot chick plays Poison Ivy. Yeah, I think it is Uma Thurman. You got Bane playing our eyes. You got Mr. Freeze. You got so many weird characters. So many characters. Such horrible writing, horrible execution. The movie just sucks. Here was the first Batman. Here was the second. Here was Batman Forever. Here was Batman and Robin. Number 7. No! Oh, wait a minute. Superman 3 wasn't the war. This one was. Superman 4, Quest for Peace. That's the nuclear one. I don't know what Superman 3 was about. Let me look that up real quick. Let me just read what it is. Superman 3. Computer programmer Gus Gorman is hired by financial tycoon Ross Webster to seize control of a weather satellite and annihilate Columbia's coffee crop. When Superman manages to thwart the plan, Webster commands Gorman to use the satellite to locate Kryptonite, the Man of Steel's mortal weakness. But a missing unknown element in the Kryptonite, replaced by Gorman with tar, causes an unintended side effect when presented to Superman. What? This... Oh, God in heaven. Okay, I don't know nothing about Superman 3. I was confusing with Superman 4. Whatever I said about... Everything I said about Superman 3, replace that with Quest for Peace. Quest for Peace is the nuclear war commercial. Oh my God, I'm sorry that I confused that. Number 6, Elektra. This is, if I remember correctly, this is supposed to be like a spin-off or sequel to Daredevil. I'm positive it's a spin-off, since Elektra, I think, if I remember, dies in Daredevil. But Elektra is this bad assassin chick who uses size like Raphael. But I've heard that the movie sucks so hard, which is a lot of time to expect. Number 5, Steel. Never. Is that Hugh Jackman movie? Let me look that up. Movie. Let's see. A military scientist takes to the streets as a high-tech crusader in his work on a formidable new weapon is high-tech when a version of his weapon which neutralizes enemies without killing them starts appearing on the outside, where he dons a special suit and transforms himself into a cartoon-style superhero. This was in 1997. Oh, God! Oh my God, is this actually who's in it? It's Shaq! Oh my God, wasn't he in Kazam? Oh, let's hope he did better with this role. Oh my God, Shaq. Okay. Moving on, yeah. Number 4, Fan4Stick, the reboot of Fantastic Four. I haven't seen it, but I always heard there was such horrible things about it. It never looked bad from the trailer, but I have no opinion on this thing. Number 3, Supergirl, 1984. Okay. Clearly, this is supposed to be a spin-off sequel of the Superman movies, but since I never watched Supergirl, I didn't even watch the CW series on Supergirl. No opinion. Number 2, The Lone Ranger, 2013. I have not heard... I watch sometimes, like, clips of the black and white TV show of The Lone Ranger, and he looks like a very simple character to write for, but I have not seen the movie, and, just gonna leave it at that. And number 1, the number 1 worst comic book movie, because oh God, I have such few seconds. I'll just make this fast. The number 1 worst comic book movie, Catwoman. Note, I don't blame Halle Berry. I blame the freaking people who wrote this stupid movie. No woman can make rubbing catnip on their face work. No one can make that movie work. I don't care. The outfit was horrible. The writing was awful. The idea of the plot was horrible. Halle Berry, I do not blame you for this movie. The director, everything sucked. Even the theme, I didn't mind the theme song, but That didn't even last a few. Anyway, that's the 25 worst comic book movie list. Hope you enjoyed. Later. Bye.